Welcome to another video, guys. In today's video we are bringing you some 5.0 content. As you know, Junior bought this 5.0 here. I don't know, I think it's been a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and today we are going to be working on it a little bit. Stay tuned.
Music bed.
Alright, so Junior is jacking up the rear. So what he's noticed is that the car shifts the rear. The tail end kind of, you know, like when he pushes the gas, it kind of seems like it shifts.
So when you let off, it goes back.
Yeah, so we're gonna jack it up. Look under there. I know these suspension on the rear is different than the new edges that we're used to. They don't have upper control arms, so I think that's what it is, but we're gonna find out. So we're gonna jack it up and then go underneath there and see if maybe the lateral, I think it's the lateral link or centering link is bad, or you know, bushing. So no, we'll go ahead and bring you guys along and see what we figure out. Under the car here, a bunch of stuff. So this is that lateral link that I know sometimes they, you know, break. Those are adjustable. But if you see up here, and I do apologize, I wish the lighting was better, but there you go. You can kind of, so there's that little arm on top of over there, and it goes here to this bracket that has a bushing on the rear end. So like as you can see, I can pretty much just move this really with no effort. So that bushing in here, it's cracked, so we're gonna have to get a new one coming and then replace that up. So you know, it's not making the rear end move a lot, but it's making it kind of shift a little bit, and so that's the thing about it. So we're gonna see if we can get a new one of those. All right, so we're gonna start the pretty much replacing that bushing up there. Main thing to do is, you know, put your jack stands up there on the body, jack in the differential. So we're gonna support that. I'm gonna take off the sway bar links here on both sides, the shock bolt on the bottom, and also that I don't know what you call that, center link, whatever.
Panhard bar.
Panhard bar, yeah. We're gonna take all that off. That way the rear end can drop more. And then I'm also gonna remove the bracket here, this one that holds the panhand bar on the top. That way we have more room to mess with that bushing on top there. So once we get to that point, then we'll show you guys what the next step is. Alright, so now that we took all those pieces off, you know, all the bolts, panhand bar, we're gonna get the bushing out up there. So there's that one bolt. Well, that's to take the control arm off of the rear end. So we're gonna take that bolt off right there. And I heard to take the bracket off that whole control arm up there. So there's 3 bolts. But I'm gonna see if we really need to or not. We'll find out here in just a moment, but for sure this bolt here, we might be able to just swing that arm up and then lower the rear end a little bit more and start working on that. So we'll see which way we do it. All right, so we just took the bolt off of that bushing. The control arm, you can see, you can push it up. So it's really not necessary to take that whole bracket off unless you're replacing the other bushing or putting an aftermarket control arm. So now we're gonna see how we take this bushing out. That's probably gonna be fun. So we'll figure out something, and then we'll let you guys know what worked, I guess, the best. Alright, so we got that bushing out and the new one in. As you can see, we just got to put the bolt there. So this is the old one somewhere over here. I think Junior had it right over there. Okay, so this is the old one. So to get it out, we got like a 3/16 drill bit, and you just drill the rubber here in between to get it loose. And first we push that out. It's a pain in the butt. As you can see, like even now that freaking we just put this middle piece in there with the rubber, it's like stuck in there. We can't push it out. So it's really a pain in the butt. I mean, that was cut up and we just threw it in there, and now I can't get it out. Anyways, what I ended up using is, so this is the part. And then once we got that part out, we went ahead and pulled this out of the differential. Now, if you're doing the aftermarket, polyurethane bushings, then you just got to clean all this rubber out. You don't push this out of the differential and put the new one in there. We went with the factory one, so we pulled everything out. I had this upper control arm bushing from Maximum Motorsports. This is a kit that you can buy from them. I think it's like 20 bucks. This is what it comes with. A couple more washers and stuff, but this is the actual bolt it comes with. So I had to use a longer bolt, and we used this to get this bushing out first out of here, because we needed something. We couldn't just hammer it in. It was just going back and forth. So I put this longer bolt, some washers, and then just push this one out. Actually, we pushed it that way. It was kind of flat here, a little bit in. And then I got the, this is like a bearing race and seal driver set. And so I used the one that fit here and then put it right on the edge of this metal, and then we drove it out using this. So this works. I think it made our life a lot easier, because I don't know how we would have done it. I got a ball joint press, so maybe the bad thing about these is they don't have a hole for a bolt in the middle. So, I was going to use this, but then I got screwed on that. But if you get this kit, it will definitely make your life easier. It's like 20 bucks. Well, it used to be like 20 bucks. I don't know anymore. But to put it back in, we just lined it up. And same thing the other way. Now we use this piece the other way. And then put the cup on the other side and tighten up the bolt and drove it in. So that was, you know, not too bad. But that's the hardest part really to get done. You know, use a drill bit. I broke 2 of them, so you might need a couple of them. They get kind of stuck and they just break in there. So we're gonna pretty much just put everything back. So, you know, everything is pretty much ready to go back in. Just bolt on everything. He did get Junior got new springs, SB springs right there. We might do a separate video on the front, and we might use this clip for the rear on that video maybe, but since we have the differential down, we just slipped the new springs back in there, and that's really easy. So you know, to take the springs out, just loosen your sway bar links, your shocks, panhand bar, drop your differential. You can pop those out and in and put everything back together. So pretty straightforward. So we're gonna do that and then put everything back together. All right, so once everything is tightened, you just you know, lift the differential a little bit at a time and work backwards. So, you know, tighten up the bolt on that center control arm on top, then do the we did the shocks, then the panhand bar, and then the sway bar. So that's all set. Now we're just gonna go ahead and put the tires on and lower the vehicle. All right, so we're doing the front springs now. Pretty straightforward. Bring me the flashlight. Jack up your car. Make sure you put some jack stands. So we opted to just put them right up there. And then, so what I'm gonna do here is take off the sway bar link bolt, which is right there, 18 millimeter. And then we're gonna take both of these bolts right here for the strut, the top and the bottom one. And then once we do that, the strut's gonna be pretty much loose from the car. We're gonna come up here and get these 4 small bolts off, take the whole strut out as an assembly, and then we'll switch out the springs outside of the car. Same thing on both sides, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take this real quick out, and then we'll show you how to switch out the springs once that's off. We got the strut out of the car. Like I said, pretty straightforward. Don't forget the little bolt also here on the back that holds the brake line to this. Take that off. And I'm just marking which way this strut mount on top is in reference to the middle here of the strut. So I know that I gotta line that up. So we're gonna compress the spring with these. Once that's compressed, then we're gonna take that center nut off and then take the cap off. That way we can change the spring out. So just be very careful when you're doing this. Make sure these are put on there tight, and you know, double check before you take that center nut off. All right, so we got both sides done. Straightforward. The hardest part is getting that spring replaced, but get a spring compressor. You know, tying up your sway bar link, bolting these bolts, and then that little bolt here for the brake line on the back. You'll probably have to get it aligned, so you know you can eyeball it, use a level just to get it to the alignment shop. But I would definitely get it aligned. It's gonna change everything once you lower it. So we're gonna put the wheels and tires back on and lower it and see what it looks like.